In this SketchUp tutorial, I want to continue on the idea of these kitchen cabinets that I went through in my last video and just discuss how you might go about putting in some upper cabinets like what I have here in this particular image. So I'm just going to open up my other version of this file and just go over the process of how you might do that. What I'm going to do is use my tape measure tool to measure off of what I already have. Now before I do that, I want to make sure to point out that the walls and floor are grouped, and then these base cabinets are grouped as well. It just makes your life a little bit easier. I could even come in and go through the process of grouping one more time. If I grab this countertop, I did a triple click. I can right click on that then and say make group. So these are all grouped items. I'm just going to use this left wall here as an example. And what I'm going to do is use my tape measure off of the top of this backsplash edge here, this one, the one that's actually touching the wall, and come up. 18 inches is a standard measurement to come up from a countertop to a base cabinet, but since I'm already starting up about 4 inches from that, I could just type in something like 14 so that I know I'm that height from the top of the counter. And I could also come in and just line up this corner with the base cabinets if I'd like my cabinets to line up there. I can come in and say how tall I'd like these cabinets to be. I could, for example, say I'd like them to be 36 inches tall if there's some kind of large upper cabinets. And then I can give the width. So maybe I'll make these perhaps 30 inches wide. Okay, so that really blocks out the basic measurement. I can then come in with my rectangle tool and just give myself a nice big rectangle and use the push-pull to bring that out. 12 inches would be a standard depth for an upper cabinet. So you can see we already have it blocked out there. And frankly, if you're just doing some really schematic stuff, I mean, just having those simple blocks could do the job. But if we want to add a little bit more embellishment, we can start here. So I'm just going to triple click on this large box basically that we've made, and then do a right click and make group. And I'm doing that so that my cabinet doors can sit on top. If you wanted these to open and have things inside, you could certainly cut this out and add shelves, but we're just keeping it real simple right now. I'm then going to grab my tape measure tool and just measure off to where the doors might go. So at the bottom I used basically 2 inches all around, so I'll do that here as well. And then I will find the center of my cabinet, so I can find that point. And then measure off 1 inch either way. So I get something that looks like this. Then I'm just going to grab that rectangle tool again and make one door. So I've just made that face, and I can use the push-pull to bring that door out 1 inch. Once that's come out, I could use my offset tool like we have in the past and offset 2 inches, maybe 2 inches again, and use the line tool to connect those corners. Now this is just if you want to add some of the details from the cabinets you've selected. This would have that sort of traditional look. Then I use my selection tool to double click on that front panel there, grab move, and I'm just going to move that out along the axis line, perhaps 1 inch. So I get something that looks about like that. Then I use my selection tool again, triple click to select the entire door, then right click to make it a group. Okay, I'm just going to spin this around a little bit so you can see what we have. And I'm just going to use my move tool, hit Control to copy, and I'll copy this door right over here. All right, that's looking pretty good. So now I could go in to edit and delete guides to get rid of all of that. And I could start copying this door, not door, the whole cabinet really, all the way across. So if I hold down Shift, I can select all three items, and I could certainly even right click and go in and group them again. Then grab my move, hit Control for copy, and if I just grab this back corner, I'm able to snap to the object itself each time and put in as many of these cabinets as I might want. So I'll just kind of fill that wall up there. So I made those groups so that they're all individual things. If you wanted to be able to make changes to one that would be reflected in all of them, remember that you'd want to make that a component. But that's something I could certainly come in and do even at this point. But there's really the basics of how you might go about putting in some upper cabinets. You can just work right off the wall. And as long as the wall was already a group, these cabinets won't stick to it, so you shouldn't have any trouble moving them around.